8 dumb people challenging professionals. These videos just don't stop, and we're thankful for it. Whether they're untrained, undertrained, or improperly trained, there's no limit to people who are wrongly confident in their skills, and they put them, along with their ability to show their face in public, on the line. Here are 8 more dumb people who challenged professional fighters. Man trains for a month to fight a professional. Okay, so calling this guy dumb may be a bit harsh, but it's far from smart to train for only a month and then take on a professional fighter. He's essentially just getting in better shape, then letting his consciousness be contingent on how nice the pro fighter is. Regardless, it's good content. But leaving your brain cells to hang in the balance is not what smart people do. So yeah, YouTuber Darata took to the Fighting Fit gym located in Manchester and agreed to train for 30 days before taking on their fighter, Steph Murray, who's a 145-pound champion. The training looked as you would expect, and then there was fight day. Lucky for Dara, Steph is a nice dude. Though the YouTuber tried to keep things technical, learning to flow like a professional fighter takes a bit more than a month to figure out. The real fighter let Dara work, but he did turn up the intensity as the fight played out. This exhibition almost went to decision, but Steph laid into his opponent's body with multiple shots, forcing him to drop. Do you think what the YouTuber did was commendable or stupid? Street Fighter has never been hit in the body. One thing that's super common to see in street fighting is headhunting. This is where people will only throw strikes to the head, completely ignoring the body while being very transparent. Being unpredictable is a tool that, in and of itself, can win fights. This street fighter went to a boxing gym to try his luck against a much smaller but trained fighter. The spar begins, and the street fighter holds his hands very low but is punching upwards. The trained boxer figured that once the street fighter would throw, that's when he would attack the body. And that he did. You can see the moment that the first body strike lands, the confidence of the man in white was sapped from him. More body shots landed and the challenger conceded. Body shots are the most painful strikes in boxing, so this untrained fighter probably had trust issues now. Anyone going too low for a hug or a dangling grocery bag might make this guy shed a single tear after this encounter. Much like this boxer landed a combo on the body, land a combo on those share, like, and subscribe buttons. Buzzfeed versus boxer. Undefeated boxer Alexander Enriquez meet Buzzfeed. Buzzfeed meet undefeated boxer Alexander Enriquez. Some of the Buzzfeed team went to a boxing gym to try their hands at pugilism. Turns out they're not that good. Who would have thunk it? First up, we have Alex taking on the website's own Kwesi. Kwesi, your style is messy, bud. Not sure if that's how you pronounce your name, but it worked for the rhyme. Kwesi didn't look too hot out there. The boxer defended everything. Next to look like a novice is Kiko. Kiko claims to have boxed for a year, but we think he had no experience inside the ring. Enriquez continues to show the skill discrepancy between regular people and trained fighters as he plays Matador with the Buzzfeed crew. You're up, Ivan. He tried, and he tried, but he missed on everything. Ivan? More like I ran out of gas. He was absolutely exhausted after missing the target so much. Lastly, we have Salam. Salam had poor form, but this is to be expected to someone who's never trained. Do you think you'd be able to land a punch on Enriquez? No? Same here. 3 versus 1. Yeah, we know the title says 8 dumb people and there are 3 here, but together they have the common sense of almost one person, so we'll count them as one entry. Another freak show fight courtesy of Russia. We have one huge professional fighter taking on 3 novices at the same time. Let's get into it. Immediately, one of the beginners is taken out with a switch kick to the liver. Ouch! The next guy eats a left hook that sends him flailing like Rey Mysterio taking on the Great Khali. The last guy kept shooting in for takedowns, but ultimately was choked out to what looked like a mounted Ezekiel choke. But it's hard to tell from the angle. Did this go about as you expected? A small MMA fighter beats a bigger opponent. Just because you're good at one martial art doesn't mean you should challenge a well-rounded fighter. Know your limits. The larger fighter here is apparently a good Taekwondo fighter, but kicks are not too effective when you're on your back. The MMA fighter took the larger fighter down with ease and got to work. However, the larger man got up only to find himself fighting off another takedown. Once taken down again, the Taekwondo fighter gave up side control, and the small MMA fighter threw some light elbows to say, "Hey, I got you, bud, but I'm choosing not to hurt you." BJ Penn winning a grappling match isn't news. Until now. It's no secret, nor is it breaking news, that MMA legend BJ Penn is a great grappler. In fact, he earned his nickname the Protégé because of how fast he trailblazed through jiu-jitsu competition and ranks. So when this news anchor decided to try his luck at BJ, the Hawaiian decided to put a pen into any success the anchor thought he would have. Penn took the anchor down faster than, well, an anchor, and dominated him, eventually finishing him with a Kimura. Do you think that anchor went to an MMA gym, learned to fight, and is working his way up the regional scene to earn his chance to bring BJ out of retirement? We'd buy that movie. Charlie Zelenov in a real boxing match. Charlie Zelenov wasn't Zella on his game this night, or any night for that matter. Regardless, here's Charlie in an actual match. Now, Zelenov is known for fighting inside of gyms, originally lifting gyms where he would trick people into putting on gloves for a light spar, then try to knock their heads off, and then in real boxing gyms where he'd often get hit a lot and then quit. So yeah, Charlie's a jerk, or sadly delusional, or both. When Charlie decided to lace up the gloves for an actual bout, things didn't go as we expected. Now his opponent, Andrew Hartley, isn't the next Lomachenko. In fact, he's currently 2-28, with one of these wins being against Zelenov. Andrew slipped Charlie's jabs and tried to counter with a lead hook that looked as vicious as a slow windshield wiper. But it was enough to scare the infamous Zelenov. Andrew began landing more and more, and in typical Zelenov fashion, we see him caught under the ropes. UFC fighter versus another Kung Fu master. While former UFC fighter Phan is no stranger to competing, that's primarily from his time spent in the cage on live TV. However, he's had a few encounters with people raiding his gym. Challengers entering a gym to test their skill against the talent there isn't uncommon, but it can be seen as rude and is often met with a beating. The Kung Fu master, though much larger, was expected to look terrible against the likes of Phan. This was expected. But the larger man actually looked pretty okay at the beginning. Phan really began fighting like himself in the second round. He teed off on the challenger's face and brutally knocked him down. The larger guy returned to his feet and the fight continued. For a second. Phan knocked the Kung Fu master out immediately as the bout reset. How do you think the master did it first? Let us know down below. That does it for the video. Let us know which beating you found most satisfying down below. If you're enjoying the content, let us know by liking and subscribing. Hit that bell icon to make sure you never miss a future video. Until next time.